because of the tax laws to leave one spire unfinished in those days. This is a quiet country, famous for its grapes, its sheep, dairyland. Sonoma County, north of San Francisco. The Petaluma Argus-Courier is the link to the outside world, the informer on man's adventures all the way to the moon, his troubles and his foibles. The people work hard, but they enjoy it. A place for quiet meditation, where the song of the mockingbird is the most obvious sound of all, normally. But not today. On ABC's Wide World of Sports, a remarkable piece of Americana, the legacy of the village smithy. The strongman lives on. Jimmy Payne, master of ceremonies, a former Mr. America, a former champion in wrist wrestling at 175 pounds. In a ruffled shirt, he still has enough to beat a member of the now generation. Strong men, more than 100 from all over the United States, testing each other in the 8th World Wrist Wrestling Championships in Petaluma, California. The Veterans Memorial Hall jammed to the rafters by nearly 3,000 people. Right now, let's watch a couple of strong middleweights. Jim Pollack on the left in the striped shirt, and he wins quickly over Paul Ehrman of Concord, California. The factor of anticipation, so important here. You must be ready, and let's watch again as Jim Pollack wins within a tick of the clock. When that referee says, ready, go, if you can go quick enough and anticipate enough, then you don't really need to expend a lot of energy, and Pollack certainly did not. This is Homer Keanu from Hawaii, 330 pounds. We'll see him later. Made the long trip. Standing off stage quietly in the background is the defending champion, Tiny Benefix from Livermore, California. Referee is setting now. Jim Dolcini in the white shirt. With his back to you, that's Joe Shuller. Shuller is a butcher from Modesto, California. He's been in the competition the last 4 years as a former champion. And these are a couple of heavyweights. Jim Dolcini from Petaluma, one of 7 boys. Family owns a ranch not too far from the Veterans Memorial Building where the action is taking place tonight. Trying to get that arm down on that bar. Must keep the elbow tight in the box. If you lift that elbow, you get beat. You lose. You default. In case you've wondered about left-handers, there aren't any. They decided years ago to simplify everything. You either wrestle right-handed or not at all. Oh. The arm may come off. Jim denies he's been lifting calves all of his life, getting ready for this. Got a couple of brothers pretty stout. I don't believe it either. The arm comes up out of the box, and Dolcini loses to Joe Shuller.
All right, that's good.
So the arm came up, and Shuller immediately pinned him. Now Tiny Benefix, 290 pounds, on the right, meeting Randy Petrini. Petrini, 210-pounder. Tiny Benefix won his first match like this in a tick of the clock. Now this is his second match against Petrini. Benefix at 290. Petrini at the left, a slight 210. Look at the size of Benefix. He looks like half a mountain standing there. Now let's see if the quickness of Petrini means anything here. They are set. Benefix immediately gets the advantage. All of that weight from the shoulder pressing down. Benefix takes him down to the bar because he admitted, as you heard, having a severe case of butterflies. And he won his first match quite easily. So Homer is very much alive in the competition. Right here is one of the lighter men at the left, Rod Coates. We're told he's a young millionaire from Beverly Hills. He's 238 pounds, but he's very strong, and he has the as part of his technique, staring the opponent dead in the eye. And he is matched against Charlie Bird from Roanoke Park. Bird 250 pounds and Rod Coates about 238 pounds. And Coates is the winner. So he continues to be very impressive in the heavyweight division. This is Larry Findley, former champion, weighs close to 330 pounds out of Cotati, California, against John Salsbury. And Larry Findley, I don't think, has taken more than 3 seconds in any match. And Tiny Benedict's right here kind of figures that the man he's going to see later will be Larry Findley. Now an important match in the middleweight division. Jim Pollack at the left, the insurance man from Palo Alto, California, against Lynn Myers of Santa Clara. Now watch how low Pollack tries to get that weight down, and he pumps and pumps and pumps, and he's got Myers in trouble, and Pollack wins. So Jim Pollack also very impressive so far in the competition. At the left here in the lightweight division, Mike Dolcini, 175-pounder, the younger brother of Jim Dolcini, against Bill Rhodes, 174-pounder from Palo Alto, California. And the hands slipped a little bit, came apart, so Earl Hagerman, who is refereeing this match, Earl is a former champion. They bring in the rosin bag, and they must keep those fingers locked on the left hands down on the table. They grip the thumb, not the hand, but the thumb, because this is wrist wrestling, not hand wrestling. Mike Dolcini, 175, and Bill Rhodes at the right from Palo Alto, 174. You notice Earl Hagerman watching, making sure they keep that elbow down in that little box on a 2-foot square tabletop. Notice Rhodes now trying to drop the center of gravity, but it does not work as Mike Dolcini wins, and Mike Dolcini goes into the semifinals. I don't really know if this little town can stand all the excitement as we get ready for the semifinals and the finals. We'll have it in a moment. Well, we told you at the outset, this is the legacy of the village smithy, the strong man. Well, we're going to defy that just a little bit here and show you a fellow with a broken leg. That is Steve Myers from Washington State University against Jim Whitt. Myers on the right wearing the glasses. Jim Whitt from Roanoke Park. Whitt's 170-pounder, and Myers from Vancouver, Washington, 163. Now, he broke that leg skiing, but I think you'll see that he's going to use that broken leg just a little bit since the cast gives him a little ballast on that one side. Because I would think in the case of Jim Whitt that it might be a little bruising to a man's dignity if you should lose to somebody with a broken leg. Crowd beginning to pick their favorites here, and young Steve Myers certainly has become one of the favorites because of the physical limits as a result of the broken leg, but so far it has not limited him too much. But he's in tough right here against Jim Whitt, and again note that the fingers almost at times appear to be loose because the wrists are locked, and the elbows must stay down in that little box of sponge rubber underneath the elbows, and Myers wins it! Steve Myers, the student at Washington State University, wins again and hops back to his seat.